Hey everybody, it's Kristina of Crafty Paws. I wanted to share with you guys a banner pennant that I made. This is for Sarah, who's My Serenity Crafts here on YouTube. And she is celebrating her 50th birthday and asked folks to participate in her challenge of making pennants to be strung together. She can string them together to make a banner to decorate her crafty space. So she didn't have a particular style that she was requesting. Just asked folks to do their favorite style. And as I don't have a particular style of crafting, I like them all, I thought I would try to do something kind of mixed media and a little art journal-y and get a chance to play with some crafty supplies that I've been dying to play with. So I cut a banner triangle shape out of chipboard, and then I put watercolor paper on this side, and I put some pattern paper or colored paper on the other side. But before I get to that, let me describe to you kind of my process here. I took the watercolor paper. I'm going to zoom in a little bit to see if you can get a better sense of the coloring. What I did is I took 3 of my favorite Faber-Castell gelatos. I took the blue, the green, and the yellow. Sorry, they're all going all over the place, of course, to get this colored background. And it came out very vibrant. And I think the way that that can come out so deep and rich is because I use the watercolor paper. It has a good tooth to it, so it picks up the color really well. And all I did was smear it around. Once I colored it out, I wet my finger and just smeared it around. And then I got these beautiful stencils from Rosa, who is Color Explosions by Rosa here on YouTube. And she had cut out for me beautiful stencils, and I used the birds. And I took my ink dauber, my finger ink dauber, and I'll show you that. These here. And I got these from Skeeta, who's Tie Fly Designs. And I used the Victorian Velvet, the reddish, the lighter one. And then I think I used the walnut for the darker parts. And it blends really well together when you use the finger daubers like that. And I just have to be careful not to move the stencil around just to make sure it's placed flatly down. And if you just take your time, it's totally doable. And I really like how the color, the ombre color came into effect. And where it's lighter, you can kind of see the background showing through too, which I liked because I was kind of going for a dream-like effect. So I wanted the background to show through if possible. Then I use my Tim Holtz Alterations bird and bird cage die. And I got it on clearance. I was so excited. I got it for $6.99 at Michael's. And it was like down deep in like a big clearance section of my Michael's. And I used wood veneer paper. How cool is that? And it was, Candace Scarborough had included that in a prize package for me. And this was the first time I got to play with it. And it's adhesive backed. I think she got it on an eBay purchase. And there were all different kinds of woods. And I used the kind of mahogany and the kind of oak color. And I thought that the natural texture of the wood coming through on the bird and on the bird cage was really cool. And I just layered 2 wings and then behind the bird cage. Although intentionally I put the little beak on the outside. And then I use my 7 Gypsies metal corners for the top and at the corners of the bird cage. And I really like how that came out. It looks like a gilded bird cage. There are little holes at the bottom of the bird cage that's in the die. And I just laced some little ribbon through it. You can see that there. And I thought that looked really cute. Then I used a metal flower and a metal and pearl center there and then here. And those were gifted to me by Song, who's Creation by Song. And also this little bird cage down at the bottom as a little dangle, the little bird swings. And all I did was I punched a hole using my little hand punch. This is a 1/8 hole punch. And it goes through everything. It's really strong. It's a McGill. Old school, but it works. And then I looped that through, used E6000 so that it would lie flat, and then tied a small ribbon through the hole and through the top of the charm. So it's nice and solid on there, and I love the little swing of the bird. And this bird, I picked this bird specifically for this because the bird is outside the cage, but it's connected to the cage. Whereas this bird is in the cage, and these birds that are in silhouette, the stencils, are outside the cage. And I had this music stamp that I had gotten, I think it's a Hampton Arts stamp set that I picked up at Tuesday Morning for like $2.99. It was a big set. And I picked out the music notes and put that over top because I thought that the background was a little too vibrant, a little too bright, and I wanted to tone it down a little bit to go better with the woods and the metals and the distress inks and things like that. So I thought that the combination came out really well. I'm going to zoom back out so you can see the overall effect. And I really like how that came out. It's not frilly. And it's kind of a combination of a little vintage and a little modern because of the brighter colors, I think. And what inspired the whole banner was a poem that's written by Maya Angelou. And I went on my computer and printed it out on this colored cardstock. I cut down the cardstock. It was a 12 by 12, cut it down and made sure it fit and centered onto this banner. And of course, I stamped out more of the music notes, and I have my little sticker here that says Handmade with Love by Crafty Paws. But I'm going to take a moment, and you can stop the video now if you don't want to listen to the poem, but I just think it's beautiful. And the title is, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun's rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still. And his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade wind soft through the sighing trees. And the fat worm's waiting on a dawn-bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the graves of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. Again, it's by Maya Angelou, and I just thought, it was a beautiful poem about freedom and imprisonment, and I just wanted to make something that reflected that poem, and this was my banner. Sarah, I hope you like it. If anybody has any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I try to answer every comment. And this was a real joy for me to make. I really had a good time. Like I said, playing with lots of things and being able to make something that hopefully captures, for me anyway, the spirit of that poem. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.